Okay, well, hi everybody. Welcome back to the show. I'm Ray Wood. You're watching or listening to Real Estate Tech Heads, and today I'd like to welcome my special guest, Realtor Will Friedner from Whitefish, Montana. Will, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on.
You're more than welcome. Thanks for setting aside some time. I wanted to pick your brain today on behalf of our viewers and listeners because we're going to the podcast. In fact, if you're listening to this on Spotify or Apple Music anywhere, you're listening to Real Estate Tech Heads. We've also got a YouTube channel, so check that out as well. And speaking of YouTube channels, my guest today, Will, has a brilliant YouTube channel, and I'm going to promo this right up front, Will, if you don't mind. It's actually called Living in Montana. So if you do a search on YouTube for Living in Montana, you will see Will's channel. He's got, wow, you've got some 87,000 subscribers, more than 300 videos. Let's just rewind for a second, Will. Tell me how you got started in real estate.
Oh, wow. It's been a while. My wife is actually from this area. And when we moved up here, we were doing some other things and we decided to get our license after having a bad experience with some agents. And I think a lot of people have the same story. And we were like, if those guys can make money, we should be able to do it too. And um, so,
I
yeah,
think
I
I've heard that.
got our
I've heard
license.
that story before. Yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty common.
yeah,
So that's how it all started. And we got in at you know, in hindsight, it was the best time to get in. It was right before the crash. And so we kind of had to learn, it was good for us because we kind of had to learn how to make it work. And we got through and did well.
yeah. That's amazing. And your business now operating in Whitefish, what's a busy month for you in terms of listings and sales?
Oh, I don't do the big numbers, the big numbers of actual sales themselves. It's a lot of higher end stuff.
Okay.
Um, and our prices here since the pandemic have gone through the roof because we're a resort community and um, because of my YouTube channel, I get 100% of my business from that. So, I mean, last month I had three closings, I think, and two listings.
Right.
So,
Right. Brilliant. Okay, let's take a look at your YouTube channel. I'm sharing my screen at the moment, so hopefully it's visible everywhere, although I'm not sure, but if it is,
I can see
um,
it.
no, that's good. Okay. The first thing that strikes me about this is that it's more about Montana. It's not all about Will, and it's not all about real estate. It's about living in Montana, which it says, and I can tell here by some of your most popular videos, if I click on videos, your most popular here, I think's got 4.4 million views, and it's a simple title: "Living in Montana: Things They Don't Tell You." Was that title your idea, or did you think it might sort of incite some traffic?
No, that was 6 months into my channel when I made that particular video, and I had no idea what I was doing.
Right.
Um, Kind of a funny story about how that video came about is it was right. I started right during the pandemic when at the height of when everybody was going crazy and
Yeah.
nobody knew what to do. So I thought I'll start a channel.
Right.
And I told myself I was going to do it for 1 year and see what happens and try and get monetized. And this one was 6 months in, and it was because I had some people call me that, I had started to get a couple of calls on my videos before this. And these people called me from Los Angeles and they had lived there their entire life and they wanted out. They wanted, they were sick of the lockdowns and they saw my videos and thought Montana looked pretty nice. And so they decided they wanted to be way out, in the middle of nowhere. And I kind of warned them. I'm like, hey, have you ever been here? And they said, no. And I said, I don't think you understand what you're asking. And so I said, you really need to come up here and check it out. So 3 days later, they're in my office. They had jumped in the car immediately. So I'm like, wow, these videos really work. And they had picked out this house that was like way out in the sticks. And it was about an hour and a half out of town. And so we got almost there, and we were 10 miles up this Forest Service road. And I pulled over and walked back to their car, and their eyes were huge. And I'm like, this is August. What are you guys going to do here in January? And they're like, oh my God, this is way too far out. Why didn't you say something? And it's like, I did say something. So then we didn't even go to the house. So then on the drive back, they were following me. So I was by myself. I said, or I thought to myself, I need to make a video kind of explaining to people what Montana is really like, and kind of warning people that it's probably not for everyone. And that's where that video came from. And
Right.
it blew up. And like I tell everybody, and had I known I was going to get 4 million views on that video, I probably would have dressed better.
Well, whatever you did, Will, it worked.
Yeah.
And did the Californians buy a property from you?
They did, but it
Right.
was much closer to town.
Okay. So I don't know what your commission was for that sale, but for going to the trouble of shooting a video and promoting it on a free YouTube channel, you did okay.
Oh, for sure. And this
Yeah.
whole channel, every day I can't believe that, I'm obviously now monetized, because, when that video hit, like I said, I was 6 months in, and I had about 600 subscribers at that point. And I'm like, oh, I'll probably get to 1,000. And, when that one hit, it took about 2 weeks
Yeah.
before it really blew up.
Yeah.
From when I posted it, but there was one day during that month of it blowing up that I got 2,500 subscribers in one day.
Wow.
So,
wow.
but since then, I get paid now from YouTube to promote my business. So it's the greatest thing ever.
It's crazy, isn't it? Can I ask, is it cents on the dollar on a daily basis, or do they send you? I've got no experience as to what sort of income you can get from 87,000 subscribers or 4.4 million views.
There's people that get more than me, and I don't understand how they figure it out, but I probably get $1,200 a month.
Okay.
And they just I don't even pay attention, because I set it up where they just automatically deposit it, and it varies.
Yeah.
For, again, whatever reason. I don't think anybody could explain exactly how you make the money, but it's nice that it's there every month.
Somewhere in the back end of the YouTube or Alphabet, isn't it? Google, their algorithm would be responsible for that, I guess, if you can understand that. And the interesting thing about this, I was just sitting here listening to you answer that question, and I've done this a bunch of times before. And I know that this podcast, this episode, and this YouTube clip or this video is going to get hundreds or thousands of views. But I wonder how many people will actually put two and two together, work out what you've done, and do their own video in their own area. Because I've been saying this for years. The formula is already there. You can just go to somebody's site and check out what's popular. But it's funny that very few people actually do it. It always just strikes me as weird, that's all. Maybe people just don't like being on camera.
Well, and that's what I think that's 95% of it. And it's a lot of work. I mean, it doesn't seem like doing one video a week would be all that hard, but now that I've been doing it for 5 years, and I've been religious about, not missing a week.
Yep.
I finally took a break this past winter around Christmas time for about 3 weeks, but between when I started and then now I'm back on to every week. I had never missed a week.
Yep.
And I think that's part of the success, is being consistent. But, when I talk to people about this, they're like, oh, I could never do videos. And I think to myself, when somebody comes in to talk to you, I'm looking at you right now. Or if you were sitting in my office, I'm looking at you. Well, I mean, technically or weirdly, whatever, I'm watching a video of you.
Yep.
So it's just people, when you stick a phone in front of them or a camera, they just freak out, even though, like my wife is one of them. She wants nothing to do with the
No.
videos. But again, if a total stranger comes in off the street and wants to hear about Whitefish or Montana, she'll sit and talk to them for an hour and not think anything of it.
Yeah.
But you
Yeah.
throw a camera in front of them and they changes everything.
Yeah, I think people feel the invasion or the personal invasion or whatever it might be, but there's obviously, I think you're right, that's a big part of the reason. So I guess if you don't mind having a camera in your face and you're prepared to do a little bit of experimenting, then get in and have a go. I would imagine when you first did this, your first video, you just kind of bumbled your way through it, and at the end of the day, you had some content, and now you're getting $1,200 a month. Not bad for a bumbling effort, eh? That's crazy. Will, tell me what you use for your filming. Do you mind giving away some of your secrets?
Oh, not at all. I mean, the funny thing again, where people, talk, well, it's too expensive and I don't want to buy cameras. Well, that video that has 4 million views on it was of my phone on a $20 tripod from Amazon and a $20 lapel mic that connected to my phone so I couldn't stand too far back.
Yeah.
So there was no, I mean, obviously the cost of an iPhone, but everybody has a phone nowadays. So you can't use that excuse. And now the cameras are way better than 5 years ago.
The quality's crazy, isn't it? It's amazing.
Yeah.
And every camera they bring out seems to have a better, or every phone they bring out has a better camera. So you're getting daily inquiries coming through the channel. Do they come in the form of email from your company website, or do people reach out straight on the video, or how does that work?
All of the above. I can't promote this enough. I mean, I get a call or email almost every single day,
right?
Usually a couple a day, because somebody watched a video and they want more information, or they're thinking about moving here, or whatever it may be.
Okay.
So yeah, it's great.
Is your YouTube channel generating seller leads as well?
That's that therein lies the golden nugget. And I've thought about this over the years a million times, because that would be awesome. But no,
okay.
I mean, I get seller leads from former clients. I shouldn't say never, but if you think about it, the reason is it's not because of my content. The reason is if you're moving somewhere that you've never been, you want to see what it looks like. So you Google Montana, and then my videos pop up and you can see Montana. If you're going to sell a house, everybody knows you either call an agent or you do a FSBO. You don't get on YouTube and say, how do I sell a house?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know if there is a type of video or a style of video other than just getting yourself out there that will get you seller leads. I've tried back in the first year or two to do, videos about selling your house, and they flopped.
Yep. Yep. I find the best seller leads come from well-presented properties for sale on social media, or in some way, shape or form, reaching out, showing people the brand. That seems to be what's working at the moment, because the whole free evaluation thing, I mean, I guess people are just going to Google and to YouTube to find out what's going on. So that, I guess that's part of it. So these buyer leads that come through, do you need to qualify them, or is everybody ready to go? Are you finding any different kind of lead comes through YouTube? Are they more motivated?
It runs the gamut. I have people that are just starting to kick tires, and then I have other people that are, hey, I'm going to be there this weekend. Can we meet up?
Right.
So It just kind of varies.
I just had a thought. Have you done any paid advertising on YouTube?
No.
Right. Because that could be an angle when they look at when they see that the following that you've got some real presence there and some credibility and authority. So could be an option if you ever need a listing lead. Sounds like you're doing okay.
Yeah. Well, and what I haven't told you is I'm very cheap, and I'm getting plenty of business right now. I'm not going to pay, I don't know. And part of the reason I started YouTube is I've always, ever since I got in the business, looked for ways to get leads without, I'm not a door knocker. I'm not a cold caller. I don't like that. Um, the beauty of YouTube and doing these videos is that when people call me, I'm already, or they're already my client.
Yep.
You
Yep.
know, they feel like they know me. I've watched a ton of your videos, and they know me,
Yep.
and I don't have to pitch them on, oh, you should really use me. You know, they're shocked that I even answered the phone because they think I'm, you know, because they see me on TV.
You've got that credibility and authority before you even meet. That's pretty awesome. There you go.
And it's because
That's a huge feature right there.
It's nothing about me. It's because of the screen.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you a quick story about how I learned that. Is back long before I started a YouTube channel, I was following this gal. She did real estate stuff on Snapchat back when that was a thing. And then I went to this conference in San Diego. It's called Social Media Marketing World. And she was there. And I talked to her, and I remember being all kind of giddy, like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm talking to her. And at the time, and then that night in the hotel room, I was like, what's wrong with you? She's just a normal person. Why, you know? And then it dawned on me, well, because she's on a screen.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
people automatically think that you're the authority because you're on, you know, TV.
Yeah. Yeah. That's yeah, she's got that social media celebrity almost
Yep.
because of the channel. Yeah, I think is it Michael Stelzner who runs Social Media Marketing World? Yeah,
Yep.
that's a fabulous. I don't know if you listen to that podcast or watch the follow the YouTube channel, but that's got some great content. There's some terrific YouTube content on there as well, obviously being in the social media space. Fabulous. All right. Well, I'm all out of questions. I just wanted my guys to see what you're doing, to see how you built your following, to have a look at the content that you're doing. It looks to me like you're not focusing on too many other social media channels. You're all in with YouTube. That seems to be taking enough of your time, and that's your focus. Am I right?
That is 100% correct.
Yeah.
I've tried doing the other ones, but yeah, you know, there's no need to fix something
Yeah.
that isn't
Yeah.
broken.
Now, I'll finish up with one quick question. I had the opportunity to drive through Montana a few years back when I drove my son Charlie out to Oregon. He had a hockey gig out there, so he was out there for a couple of seasons, and we went through beautiful Montana, the Big Sky Country, I think they call it. What's the
Yep.
you do some bigger land holdings and bigger properties. What's the biggest property you've ever sold? Not in terms of dollars, but in terms of size.
You know, the part of the state I'm in, we don't have the big, gigantic ranches, so I haven't
Is that
sold
further up
anything.
north?
No, they're further east.
Are they? Okay.
Yep, we're up in the mountains, so there's not. I mean, there are obviously big properties up here, but it's not the ranch things that I think you're probably thinking of.
Right.
Those are over on the east side where they're, you know, the rodeo and the cattle and all of that. We're more, you know, there's some ranches here, but they're not as many as on the east side.
Right. Right. Okay. Looks lovely anyway. I remember driving over some of those hills for people who haven't seen it. It is big sky country. There's no other way to describe it. It goes forever. So
Yep.
You live in a wonderful part of the world. Well, Will, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it. Congratulations on your success. Congratulations on getting in and getting the YouTube channel going. I think it's a inspirational marketing move, and I hope everybody listening to this takes some ideas away. Thanks again.
Well, thank you. Thanks for having me on.
You're welcome.